please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today is Monday, August 2nd, 2021, the time being 5 p.m. The meeting of the Greensburg Board of Works is called to order at this time. Please silence all of your electronic devices. To comply with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the city requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that is available on the table in the back of the room. Edie, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Jane King.
Here.
Rodney King.
Present.
Karen D. Rust. Here. Lynn Teddy.
Moving on to approval of the minutes of the July 6, 2021 meeting. You should have all received a copy of those. Any edits, additions, corrections? If not, we take a motion to approve those as presented.
So moved.
Motion's been made by Glenn,
Second.
seconded by Rodney. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Okay, there being no old business, we'll go directly to new business. Police Chief Mike McNealy up with a National Night Out. Good evening.
Good evening, Board. I just want to take this time to formally invite all of you to the National Night Out tomorrow night. Hopefully you've seen something or heard something either on Facebook, WPRE, the Greensburg Daily News, the very large sign out front. Hopefully something that's inviting you to come out and just, it's a nice way for the community to meet us in a situation that may be better than the last time they met us. Thank our fire partners and EMS that are going to be there as well, helping us out. Here are the things that you could look forward to. Obviously, some food. The first 200 people in line, if they so choose, will get a nice ribeye sandwich. We were going to be doing some demonstrations. One will be our new Bola Wrap, less lethal device. One will be our Project Lifesaver radio frequency finder for our autistic or elderly folks who tend to wander. We'll have some canine demonstrations in the way of a canine washer search, where we'll actually just take a washer and throw it out in the field and let the dog go find it, and he'll sit down right next to it, put his nose on it. We'll have a couple of apprehension demonstrations, and we'll have a drug demonstration as well as at the end we'll have all the kids get to run against the dog and see if they can beat him. So we'll have a golf cart registration going on, ID kits for kids. We're going to be selling some canine t-shirts. Sign up for our golf scramble coming up in October, as well as Project Lifesaver. And then DJ Kevin Green will be there providing music between all the demonstrations. So formally invite you guys to come out, and the public to come out as well. The next thing is on this coming Saturday, we are hosting a physical agility and written test for an application pool. We currently don't have an open process, but there's potential having two guys with over 20 years on, as well as a couple of younger guys that we're hearing either are in a process or could be looking for a new process soon. We have 18 applicants and 2 laterals coming hopefully this Saturday. You guys are invited as well if you'd like to come attend that. It'll be hosted at the Greensburg High School at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll do the written test following that at the police department. One other thing that's not on your agenda, you may have seen the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy sent their class home, the current class. We do have one applicant in that class due to a COVID outbreak up there. He was not exposed, nor was he contact traced. I just have recently heard their plans to get him graduated still in September. It's just going to be later in September. We're going to do some more online learning and then go up and push through all the breakout weeks, which is their firearms, the emergency vehicle operations, defensive tactics, stops, and something else that I'm forgetting. So once they're done, then they're graduating them and getting them out of there, and don't know what they're going to do for the next class. So, any questions?
Where was that National Night Out?
I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be at North Park. So up on Carver.
Oh, is this? Sorry.
Yep, no, it's fine.
Which facility will we be using at the high school?
It'll be the, we'll use the
Track?
and we will also use the multipurpose gym.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But it'll be, National Night Out will be all along 4th Street, on the south end of the football field there. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Up next, wastewater superintendent Jeff Smith, a couple of items, including pay application number 4.
Yes, this is pay application number 4 for the Greensburg wastewater treatment improvements. This will be our last pay application. They're all finished, so everything's done. It's for $251,051.72. I'd recommend to go ahead and finish our pay if possible.
Okay, any questions for Jeff? If not, take a motion to pay application number 4.
So moved.
Motion's been made by Dee,
Second.
second by Robbie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, next item, pretreatment discharge permits.
Okay, we have you should receive 4 authorizations for discharge permits for the wastewater treatment plant. One for Honda Development Manufacturing in Indiana, Delta Faucet Corporation, Houck Industries, and Decatur Hills. These are all renewal permits. We've been working on these probably about 8 months. Trying to put their application in, they have to put it in 180 days in advance. We had to review it, and then there was a few things they all had just little corrections to make. So I brought this for you to approve, so you can sign them and they'll have them for each meeting.
Is there a
Any
motion?
questions?
Yeah, any questions?
Can we do these all at once? I think we could.
I think you could.
All right. Well, we talked about this last month already.
Yeah, this is coming up.
I would, if we're satisfied and everything seems to be in order, I'll move that we approve the discharge permits for the Decatur Hills, Honda, forgot which other ones you said.
Delta Faucet,
Delta Faucet and
Houck Industries.
Houck Industries, thank you.
Motion's been made by Glenn,
Second.
second by Jamie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
I'll get you to sign this afterwards.
That'd be good.
Got one more announcement. I'm going to be retiring. My last working day will be October 29th this year.
Jeff, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, we've been through a lot, but we're in constant.
Congratulations.
Not accepting the resignation.
I already turned it in to the mayor, and he didn't reject it yet.
That's right. Well, 23 years, right?
Yes.
23 years of service to the city. We thank you. Of course, we've got a few months to go yet, so you're not out of here yet.
No.
So we'll start the process for that. Jeff will be very involved in helping us find the next best person to fill that role, and we'll be, yeah.
Very well.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. Up next, we have Ron May, city engineer, stormwater rate study amendment. Good evening, Ron.
Good evening. Hopefully you had in your packet a proposed amendment to the Christopher B. Burke Engineering Agreement for the stormwater utility rate study. And this proposed amendment activates task 7. The original agreement provided the first 6 tasks, which led to the publication of a final stormwater utility rate study, which they have delivered to us. Task 7 is for conducting educational sessions, preparing talking points for elected officials, prepare a frequently asked questions fact sheet for the public, assemble worksheets for large ratepayers, and facilitate up to 6 meetings with individuals or groups, and draft ordinance language, and attend up to 3 city council meetings to assist with the local adoption process. On the common council agenda this evening is the first reading of an ordinance to create this utility. The proposed modification to the fee is to increase it by $8,500. That would be billed on an hourly basis, so it would be not to exceed amount. And if there's not progress made this evening in council, this can all be stopped. But otherwise, we're trying to place all the pieces in place to move this process forward. If you agree to approve this amendment, I would recommend to you that you authorize the mayor to sign on behalf of the board as there is one signature on it.
Any questions for Ron? This process with Christopher B. Burke has gone very well. They've been very helpful. I think that they would continue to be helpful as well. So
They are one of the premier hydrologic and hydrology and stormwater consultants in the Midwest, and their fees have been very reasonable, quite frankly, and they've been a great to work with. They've done a great job.
And I would say from a legal perspective, the language that's in the ordinance and what's being presented to the people is it's complicated in terms of there's very specific terms, and those terms have very specific meanings defined by statute. I think it would be very beneficial to have insight from this agency or this organization to assist us in making sure the public knows what they're doing and what they're agreeing to.
any other questions or comments? If not, we'll take a motion to approve the stormwater utility rate study amendment.
So moved with the proviso that mayor, provided the council is in agreement tonight, and they too authorize the mayor, I guess we sign on behalf of the city. With that friendly amendment.
I'm going to show that as a not to exceed amount.
Thank you, that would probably be what was presented, so I would say yes, not to exceed the stated $8,700. 85, whatever it was, sorry, 8,500. Thank you.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made by Glenn, seconded by Rodney. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, thank you. Couple things that I just have updates on. We have been working on the READI Grant, which is the Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative. That is the statewide project. The state set aside $500 million. We've been competing for our $50 million. We have submitted our region with Shelby County, Shelbyville, Rush County, and the city of Batesville, along with Decatur County and Greensburg. We are marching right along in that process and have been conducting stakeholder input sessions, and we will also be doing public surveying in the next couple of weeks. We have enlisted HWC Engineering through the Economic Development Corporation to help us with that. So we as a region are moving very quickly on that. We only had about 60 to 75 days to go from standing still to completion. So that's sort of where we are with that. You should start to see more about it as we get further along. Questions?
It's really, this is really could be a game changer for us, so it's really important.
Yes, it is potentially generationally impactful. And it's good to have a region that we actually can work with, and we think that the other 3 counties and 4 cities are very, very beneficial to work together, and we've all been getting along exceedingly well. So that's always good to see. A little bit of an update on our renovation project. We are delayed in our return, not due to any massive failures or issues, just completion of work, and punch list is not going to be achieved on the August 10th date that we've been using as our marker for several months. We had a meeting last week, like we do every other week, with our architect and our building firm, and arrived at the conclusion that we're hopeful that by the end of August, they will be done and out of the way, and then that will allow us to move back in after Labor Day, meaning we will most likely, for all intents and purposes, have our September meeting here in this space once again, and then hopefully be back soon after that. With that, we are intending to have the open house for City Hall on September 25th. That is a Saturday, and it will go from 10 to 1. I would invite all of you to attend, not only as citizens of the community, but as members that have overseen this project. We'll have more details about that as we get closer. Again, that is subject to change, but we're very, very confident that it will not have to. So,
Is it gonna be open to the public?
yep, it'll be an open public open house to everyone. We'll be sure to have invitations and everything. But as we get closer and truly get that date nailed down, we'll have another meeting 1 week from this Friday that will really show us where we're going to be. Other questions? If the board would like a tour, please let me know. Budget workshops, obviously this is a council operation, but you all are invited along with the public to the budget workshop. It is scheduled for Monday, August 16th at 5:30 p.m. We will be here in this room to host that. We were slated to have one on Wednesday of this week. That has been canceled, and we have moved to August 16th, 5:30 here. Any questions on that? If not, you all have received a copy of the claims and would move for approval of those as presented. Motion's been made by Dee, seconded by Jamie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? There being nothing else to come before the board, take a motion to adjourn. Motion's been made by Rodney. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, thanks everyone.